Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Peter Dubois is off tonight. Well, some state representatives are seeking a solution to a problem that could affect Maine's water districts. Our David Ledford starts us off tonight.
This is a major emergency.
As many as 32 Maine water districts are struggling to manage their wastewater sludge. State representatives say the problem has come as a result of legislation passed last year. Known as LD 1639, an act to protect the health and welfare of Maine communities and reduce harmful solid waste.
There's so much involved when it comes to trying to get rid of this waste. It went from 17 sewage districts to 32 sewage districts throughout the state, and all the way from Kittery to Bangor, that they weren't able to get rid of their sludge.
Representatives say if the problem is not addressed, wastewater sludge could lead to a human and environmental health crisis.
If we don't get rid of the waste, we're going to see it floating down river. Once it starts overfilling on these reservoirs that we have, it will go overflow and into the river. And then once we do that, we violated national policies.
Prior to the passing of LD 1639, landfills would receive the waste, but officials say the process has become more difficult. LD 1911, also passed last year, prohibits the contamination of clean soils with PFAS, or forever chemicals, which are found in treated wastewater sludge. Representative Scott Searway and Environment and Natural Resources Committee member Mike Sobolewski met with representatives of the Kennebec Sanitary District to seek solutions to the issue. On Wednesday, March 8th, there will be a sludge management briefing before the Joint Standing Committee on Energy and Natural Resources. In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, lawmakers are considering a bill that would make phone calls from inmates to their lawyers free. Right now, jails charge inmates a fee to make those calls. Representative Tavis Hassenfoss of Reedfield is sponsoring that bill. He says that fee can become a problem for some inmates, and Hassenfoss says it can keep defendants from communicating with their lawyers.
And things need to be better, and they can be better, and I'm hoping that we can all come together and find a way to make it so that there are fewer barriers between effective assistance of counsel in criminal proceedings.
Hassenfoss says there also needs to be a way to make sure those phone calls aren't recorded so lawyers and clients in jail can have honest and frank discussions without fear of who might be listening. A hearing for the bill has yet to be scheduled. Well, tonight, Bar Harbor added itself to the list of Maine communities to ban the sale of flavored tobacco products.
Right, we have a motion and a second. I think we're ready for a vote.
Roll call vote. Minutolo?
Yes.
Goldthwait?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Peacock?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Dobbs?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Well, as you just heard, the vote to ban the sale of flavored tobacco products in Bar Harbor was unanimous. At least half a dozen members of the public stood up to make their voices heard, most of whom were in favor of the ban. They pointed to the need to protect young people from the extremely harmful physical effects of vaping products, as well as its potential as a gateway to experimenting with other drugs. They also pointed to Maine statistics for teen vaping as being higher than the national average, with 1 in 3 high school students saying they've vaped.
It can really cause the brain to change in ways that we are not even clear on yet. Brains really do not finish forming until about age 25. So nicotine exposure in early adolescence and adulthood can be really harmful. It shows that people are more likely to be addicted not only to nicotine but other substances, and that there's long-term cognitive difficulties.
I'm not concerned about how this ban will affect my business, but I am concerned that it does not adequately address the real problem you are trying to solve. We are trying to solve. Education is the key. The ban may be penalizing responsible store owners who are selling these products that are legal to sell to anyone over 21.
Other cities and states that have banned the sale of flavored tobacco products have seen a reduction in the number of teens vaping. Historically, public health initiatives that have been successful have involved not just education, but also public policy at the local level, at the federal level, at the state level. This is a very important part of the whole approach.
Look at it and say, well, maybe that's not something maybe that's not something we can get, but we can
Town
take
councilors
serious
certainly got
looks
the
at.
message that a multi-pronged approach to addressing the issue of teen vaping would be the most effective. After comments were finished and just before they took the vote, councilors talked about incorporating community organizations and other assets like the library to help educate, and said they would potentially look into other actions as well. Well, concerned citizens of Bucksport gathered for a meeting inside Brown Hall Community Center this evening to discuss the possible future ramifications of the old mill landfill being restored. Participants were able to hear from citizens who've been affected by the Juniper Ridge landfill for more than 2 decades, including a spokesperson from Penobscot Nations. Now, the forum began with a 14-minute film by Sunlight Media collection that showcased the Juniper Ridge landfill in Penobscot County, a site of controversy in recent years. The panel shared their experiences dealing with the effects of the landfill, warning the site of it already poses an environmental threat now, even though it isn't currently being used. The former Natural Resources Director for the Penobscot Nation called upon Bucksport to take action to protect the natural resources that the Penobscot tribe has relied on for millennia.
That's because our culture, traditions, and history are inextricably tied to the Penobscot River watershed. Threats to the ecological integrity of the watershed are viewed by many tribal citizens as the continuation of the genocidal actions of the state of Maine government toward our indigenous populations. Please reject the proposed Bucksport landfill. Thank you.
Earlier, Don White, a concerned Bucksport resident and speaker at the forum, spoke to the scale of the issues of landfills in the state and how the issue goes far beyond Bucksport.
This is a big issue. Yes, it's a Bucksport issue, but it's a statewide issue. It's a universal issue. We've just got to stop putting trash in the ground and calling it good. It has ramifications for generations.
Overall, the public forum agreed with the rejection of the proposed landfill, with many praising the organizers and guests for their efforts to spread awareness. As of right now, the Bucksport Town Council has not slated the proposal for discussion or a vote. Well, the state of Maine is launching a new campaign to promote continued health insurance coverage with regular Medicaid or MaineCare, as eligibility and enrollment reviews are scheduled to resume in April. In March of 2020, the federal government temporarily suspended certain Medicaid requirements to help prevent people from losing their health coverage during the pandemic. People who would have otherwise lost their eligibility due to increased earnings, changes in family status, or other reasons have remained covered. Federal law requires all states to check who is still eligible to receive Medicaid beginning April 1st. The Maine Department of Health and Human Services projects that approximately 420,000 Mainers will be enrolled in MaineCare by April 2023. They also estimate between 65 and 90,000 will no longer be eligible by the end of that redetermination process. The agency is urging anyone with MaineCare to go to mymainconnection.gov to set up an account and update their contact information so MaineCare can reach you when it's time to renew your coverage. You can also call 855-797-4357. Well, on Tuesday, Senate Republicans discussed their proposed plans to improve election integrity in the state. LD 34, if passed, would require any person voting in the state to present photographic identification before they vote. Republicans say they support providing Mainers with free state-issued identification cards if legislation passes.
I think that at the end of the day, what we're really wanting to do is send the message that integrity in the process is important, and we as a state should be investing in that. If everybody has an ID for free from state, why can't you be asked to be an adult and bring it with you when you vote? We're not asking for a lot here.
However, some say the act could make it more difficult for some Mainers to vote, and that includes Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, who issued a statement on Tuesday afternoon. She said, quote, "As Secretary of State, I will vigorously defend Mainers' freedom to vote and fight against any efforts to make it harder for Maine voters to make their voice heard at the ballot box. We should be coming together around ways to further strengthen Maine's elections rather than debating proposals for voter suppression," end quote. Well, switching gears now, a former Belfast Public Works Department property was cleared 2 years ago to be converted into affordable housing. Although this is still in the planning stages, the proposal has recently met with some complaints after the Belfast Planning Board made some changes to it. Our Matthew Jaroncic explains.
Currently in a housing crisis, the city of Belfast proposed a vacant property to be converted into 48 affordable housing units that will cater to those less fortunate.
There is a housing crunch right now, so we are definitely under pressure to find some solutions to have more housing here in Belfast, and that is primarily why I am excited about this project.
However, this has been met with some pushback after recent changes to the permit. It would create a condominium form of ownership. The original proposal was for a combination of affordable housing and market rate rentals. The change would make the entire 48 units affordable housing under the direction of Developers Collaborative. In spite of mixed feelings, Belfast Director of Economic Development Thomas Kittredge says the change doesn't affect anything.
It really doesn't change the nature of the project, which is to provide 48 units of affordable housing in Belfast.
Despite residents voicing their concerns about the proposed permit change, Zoffer Whitcomb, who lives right across from this property, applauds the city for putting affordable housing in this abandoned property.
I think that's great. If they can make the economics work with making it all workforce housing, the more affordable housing we can have in town in Belfast, the better.
Belfast Planning Board plans to hold a public meeting on March 8th at City Hall to discuss the matter. As for now, City Manager Aaron Herbig has a message for the community.
This will be 48 new housing units in the city of Belfast, which is really, really exciting. It has a close vicinity to our downtown, to our local schools. This is a great opportunity for families to live and work here. And that's what we're really trying to do as a community right now.
In Belfast, Matthew Jaroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Alrighty, folks, well, let's hit pause here, take a quick peek outside, and get a first check of our forecast with Mr. Jeff Weller. Jeff.
All right, Beth, thank you. Zalke Tree Service has been providing top-notch arborist services to the greater Bangor region. Our reputation for quality and equipment to customer satisfaction speaks for itself. See for yourself and give us a call today. And all right, so for us, let's talk about temperatures hanging out in the 30s today. But if you want some warmer temperatures, they are on the way as soon as tomorrow, with high temperatures back up near 40. We'll likely stay there too on Thursday into Friday. Lots of clouds out there today, even a couple of flurries and some light sprinkles. Look for some more flurries and sprinkles tonight. But overall, this will be getting out of here about midday tomorrow. Our next system is over there, but that will not mess with us until after the weekend, probably. Our forecast then for tonight, though, we're talking about mostly cloudy skies, a couple of flurries out there with low temperatures near 30. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Alrighty, Jeff, we'll be waiting for it. In the meantime, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll tell you about a workshop at Hudson University that wants to get you outdoors and revitalize downtown areas. And we'll also tell you about a novel philanthropic group in Brewer. Those stories and more local news when we come right back.
Electrify Maine is Maine's #1 electrical contractor, providing outstanding electrical services to businesses, industries, and homes throughout the state. Electrify Maine also sells and installs heat pumps and is a licensed Generac dealer. Call us today for a free estimate.
Find meaningful work in behavioral health care, like Shelby, who works in multiple settings caring for children with a background of trauma.
I was motivated to join the behavioral health field because I had decided that I was going to advocate for children with similar backgrounds to my own. I find that the most rewarding part of my job as a behavioral health professional is the emotional gratification in seeing my clients succeed.
Visit mainjobs.care/Fox to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Are you considering buying a new home? A home inspection is a major step in the home buying process. Knowing the current condition of your future home is very important. From simple DIY repairs to major issues that could cost thousands down the road. Not only can TJ inspect your property, but he is also a licensed contractor. Give him a call today at 210-5000 for a free inspection quote.
It's an epic new season with weekly themes and a special new twist.
What? Somebody's messing with us.
The Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
Electrify Maine is Maine's #1 electrical contractor, providing outstanding electrical services to businesses, industries, and homes throughout the state. Electrify Maine also sells and installs heat pumps and is a licensed Generac dealer. Call us today for a free estimate.
Hello, everyone. Coming up on the next Good Morning Maine, author Tim Caverly will join us to tell us about his newest book about his adventures in the Allagash Wilderness Waterway. He and his brother Buzz have spent their lives working the remote corners of Maine. We'll hear all about it on the next edition of Good Morning Maine. We hope you join us.
Coinciding with Problem Gambling Awareness Month, Maine's Gambling Control Board has announced a new virtual program that will allow people to voluntarily exclude themselves from gambling in Maine casinos. Before the advent of the virtual program, people would have to risk the temptation of gambling by actually walking into a casino or a designated location to fill out the form. Now it can all be done from the comfort of home. AdCare's Problem Gambling Services Coordinator Lori Manson says that the Gambling Board has taken a positive step towards reducing the harm of gambling problems with this new program. A workshop is being held at Husson University over the next 2 days to look into ways of increasing outdoor recreation while also revitalizing the downtown area. Last spring, the Bangor community was selected to receive assistance through the Recreation Economy for Rural Communities program. That program aims to help Bangor, Brewer, Herman, and other surrounding towns to improve, connect, and promote the outdoors in those areas. The program also seeks to increase the economic opportunities available to residents. Workshop participants will take tours of some of the cultural and historic places in the region, including the Bangor Historical Society.
We're looking at how do we brand and market the area, how do we improve connectivity between the assets, what do we do for river access, and then how do we collaborate and make it work.
Barr says the goal of the 2-day workshop is to find a way to combine the outdoor and cultural assets in the region to create a community-supported brand. Well, Mainers Helping Mainers is what the group 100 Neighbors Who Care is all about. This group of community members has created a giving circle where 4 times a year they get together to donate their time and their dollars to one deserving nonprofit in Penobscot County. As Jody Hersey tells us, it's a unique concept that's attracting more and more members.
It's one of the best things I've ever done. I come away from each one of these meetings and I feel really good about what we've done here.
100 Neighbors Who Care Penobscot Valley is a group of approximately 150 members dedicated to giving back in a big way.
We were looking for something that would allow us to put back some good into the community and into the neighborhood.
This group meets at Jeff's Catering in Brewer once a quarter for 1 hour, where each member agrees to donate $100 of their own money to one of 3 local nonprofits that are nominated by the members themselves. At each of the group's meetings, representatives from the 3 nonprofits selected give a 10-minute presentation sharing what that nonprofit does in the community and how the funds from 100 Neighbors Who Care would be used. Then the group takes a vote.
And the charity receiving the largest number of votes is our recipient charity for that quarter. The members then each write their checks directly to that selected charity. No monies come to 100 Neighbors Who Care.
At Monday night's meeting, that charity was Hope for Homeless, receiving $16,000 to help their cause.
This is just going to help feed so many more people. We know our numbers are be already increasing for outside homeless.
Over the years, 100 Neighbors Who Care has donated to the Maine Veterans Project, UCP, and many others. Courageous Steps was the last nonprofit in 2022 to receive a donation from the group.
This is just a great example of what the power of community can have.
100 Neighbors Who Care will meet again in June to select another nonprofit worthy of support. In Brewer, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Certainly some great work being done there. Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the latest developments from the aftermath of the toxic train derailment in Ohio. And in a sad update, 2 of the 4 Americans recently kidnapped in Mexico have been found dead. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
The Toyota Highlander. You'll value its quiet, smooth ride, surprising appointments, spacious, luxurious interior, and its superior safety credentials. But what you might value most about Highlander right now is its value for the money. Save up to $1,400 with special 3.99% financing on Highlander at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
A Norfolk Southern train conductor with more than 2 decades of experience is killed while on the job in Ohio. It's the latest in a string of accidents involving the railway company in recent weeks. Now, the National Transportation Safety Board is launching a special investigation. Fox's Jonathan Hunt now with that story.
Another Norfolk Southern train accident in Ohio. This time in Cleveland in the early hours of Tuesday morning when a train and a dump truck collided at a steel plant, killing a conductor, 46-year-old Louis Schuster. His death and a string of recent accidents involving Norfolk Southern are now part of a special investigation by the NTSB, which will look at the company's safety practices and culture. Among the accidents, a freight train derailment in Springfield, Ohio over the weekend, where more than 24 cars left the tracks.
And I just don't understand why we're having all these train derailments.
The crash in Springfield came just weeks after the one in East Palestine, Ohio, where toxic chemicals spilled into the water and air, prompting evacuations. Despite testing showing the area is safe, residents say they still fear long-term health effects.
It's a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of not knowing.
Hours after Tuesday's accident, company CEO Alan Shaw released a statement promising to invest more in safety going forward. Shaw saying in part, quote, "This is not who we are, it is not acceptable, and it will not continue." On Monday, the company announced a new 6-part plan to improve safety, a plan lawmakers on Capitol Hill are already questioning.
Why weren't these protocols already in place?
Senator Schumer says he'll be asking that question when the Norfolk Southern CEO testifies before the Senate on Thursday. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Devastating news today for the families of 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico. U.S. officials have revealed 2 of the victims have died. Fox's William Lajeunesse has the story.
Attacks on U.S. citizens are unacceptable, no matter where or under what circumstances they happen.
2 of 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico last Friday after crossing the border from Brownsville, Texas, have been found dead. According to the State Department, the 2 survivors are now back in the U.S., brought to the border Tuesday in ambulances with a military escort. The remains of those killed, however, are still in Mexico.
Ultimately, we want to see accountability for the violence that has been inflicted on these Americans that tragically led to the death of 2 of them.
While the U.S. hasn't released any details of the investigation, Mexican officials believe the cartel may have hit the Americans by mistake. A victim's relative said the group traveled to Mexico from South Carolina so one could get a tummy tuck medical procedure. Shortly after crossing the border, their minivan came under gunfire.
It's very common for a lot of people in Brownsville, a border town, to go to Mexico to do a lot of their shopping and, etc. But this kidnapping is something that is very unusual.
The brazen daytime kidnapping caught on tape and widely shared on social media renewed criticism of the Biden administration's handling of the border and its response to the cartels.
We are fighting as hard as possible. The DEA and the FBI are doing everything possible to dismantle and disrupt and ultimately prosecute the leaders of the cartels and the entire networks that they depend on.
Meanwhile, Mexican authorities say they have 1 person in custody and are searching for others. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
Meanwhile, nearly a dozen people charged with domestic terrorism appeared in a Georgia courtroom on Tuesday. This comes as Atlanta police released new video of an attack on a future police training facility. Fox's Charles Watson is in Atlanta with more.
Do you understand that charge against you, sir?
I do, Your Honor. Protesters arrested after an attack on a proposed police training center in Atlanta, making their first court appearance on Tuesday. Nearly 24 face domestic terrorism charges and are accused of throwing Molotov cocktails, bricks, and fireworks at officers. Authorities believe the attack was coordinated and occurred after the group left a music festival.
We would oppose Bond because we believe that he is a threat to reoffend if released.
Most of those suspects are from out of state, including 2 from France and Canada. Among the Georgia residents arrested, Thomas Webb Juergens, a lawyer with the Southern Poverty Law Center. The nonprofit says Juergens was simply on scene as a legal observer on behalf of the National Lawyers Guild, adding, quote, "This is part of a months-long escalation of policing tactics against protesters and observers who oppose the destruction of the Welaunee Forest to build a police training facility." Meanwhile, Atlanta authorities have released these aerials from the attack showing the group setting construction equipment on fire and throwing rocks at officers. One local business owner is issuing this warning about the impact future protests could have on public safety.
You rob the resources for a business to be sustainable. What happens? People go out somewhere else, so they'll move out, and your city suffers.
Atlanta police say they expect more protests in the coming days. In Atlanta, Charles Watson, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a stolen puppy has been reunited with its owners. There's the little cutie right there. We'll have the details. And in sports, Bangor hockey is just 2 wins away from a state title as they gear up for the Class A semis on Wednesday. That story right after the break.
This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Farmer Wants a Wife, series premiere Wednesday on Fox.
If you're a recent or soon-to-be college grad and not exactly sure what your new qualification will bring you, just look to the clever few. They know that Toyota could reward their hard work with an impressive $500 rebate on any new Toyota. That's right. Recent and soon-to-be college grads could get a $500 rebate over and above already great Toyota financing offers. So see your New England Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
News doesn't happen in a newsroom, it happens out here in our communities.
It's more than just the headlines, it's stories of regular people doing extraordinary things.
And every morning on Good Morning Maine, we'll bring you those unique stories.
Stories that you won't see anywhere else.
And no matter what your plans are, we'll keep you prepared with a look at your local weather forecast for the day ahead.
Better mornings start right here.
Weekday mornings starting at 6 on Fox 22's Good Morning Maine.
Starbucks billionaire CEO has agreed to appear at a Senate committee hearing later this month about its labor practices. The move comes a day before the business executive was expected to face a subpoena over his alleged efforts to resist unionization. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
A fight is brewing between Starbucks and Congress. Starbucks interim CEO Howard Schultz has agreed to testify before a Senate committee in late March about the chain's alleged union-busting practices. He declined a previous invitation, indicating he is not the right witness. Senator Bernie Sanders is leading the effort to roast Schultz.
I want Mr. Schultz to tell us that at long last he is going to stop his illegal activity, that he's going to sit down with the union and negotiate a contract.
Like a black cup of coffee, the fight has been bitter. Sanders is demanding Schultz testify about the roughly 80 complaints lodged by the National Labor Relations Board against Starbucks. Just last week, a federal judge ruled that the coffee chain violated labor laws while responding to a unionization campaign in Buffalo, New York.
Every time that we make noise, every time that we go on strike, it reminds them of who really is the essential worker.
Nearly 300 Starbucks locations have voted to unionize. None have successfully negotiated a contract with a coffee company.
I'm going to vote for myself.
Schultz, a billionaire CEO who nearly ran for president as an independent, has doubled down on his opposition.
We as a company have a right also to say we have a different vision that is better, more dynamic, and we have a history to prove it.
A Schultz testimony would mark a win for the labor movement. Democrats want to boost union power, especially as they head into 2024. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
JetBlue and Spirit Airlines will not be allowed to merge without a legal fight. JetBlue wanted to buy the famously inexpensive air carrier, but the Justice Department says it violates antitrust laws. Fox's Lauren Blanchard explains from Washington.
Not cleared for takeoff. That was the Justice Department's message to JetBlue and Spirit Airlines on their proposed merger. Attorney General Merrick Garland filing a civil antitrust lawsuit to halt it Tuesday.
If not blocked, the merger of JetBlue and Spirit would result in higher fares and fewer choices for tens of millions of travelers across the country.
JetBlue wanted to buy the ultra-low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion. The DOJ says the merger would drastically cut the number of budget seats in the market, hurting flyers who rely on cheaper tickets and reducing competition in an already small industry.
After spending many years criticizing consolidation in the airline industry, JetBlue appears to have changed its tune. The best way to address consolidation is not more consolidation, it is competition.
The CEO of JetBlue said yes, they would add more legroom and remove some seats from Spirit planes, but, quote, "We believe the DOJ has got it wrong on the law here and misses the point that this merger will create a national low-fare, high-quality competitor to the big four carriers." Spirit CEO put out this statement, quote, "Together we intend to democratize flying for travelers across the country, a goal we believe is worthy of the government's support." The CEOs of both JetBlue and Spirit say they will continue to push for the merger and will fight the DOJ's lawsuit. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Well, switching gears now, Michael B. Jordan knocks out his box office competition. Music legends plan a road trip and more. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of this in the Hollywood Nation.
I was just wondering if you wanted to, go out sometime.
De Armas ghosts Evans, Richie hits the road, and Jordan is victorious in the Hollywood Nation.
You out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was no match for Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut emerged as the box office champ, knocking out the Marvel superhero film from the top spot. The epic battle between Adonis Creed and childhood friend Damian Anderson scored more than $100 million globally during its opening weekend. Lionel Richie plans to party all night long this summer. The Grammy-winning singer is hitting the road for his Sing a Song All Night Long tour. R&B and funk legends Earth, Wind and Fire will join as the special guests. Richie will perform 20 concerts across North America, starting August 4th in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Tell me you've never seen my face before.
Priyanka Chopra and Richard Madden suffer from amnesia in today's First Looks. Prime Video released the official trailer to the spy action thriller series Citadel. Chopra and Madden play elite agents who had their memories wiped and are brought together to stop the growth of a new world order. It premieres April 28th.
No, she didn't ghost me. She just doesn't have an international calling plan.
And Ana de Armas and Chris Evans go on a first date in Apple TV Plus's Ghosted. Evans plays a man who falls head over heels for a woman who turns out to be a secret agent. And before they can decide on a second date, they get swept away on an international adventure to save the world. Ghosted starts streaming April 21st.
I'm the boyfriend.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Alrighty, folks. Well, coming up, Jeff Weller is back with all the answers in our full 5-day forecast. Keep it right here.
High temperatures, mostly in the 30s today, but we're going to work on that. Warmer temperatures are on the way as soon as tomorrow and for Thursday and for Friday. And with some more light snow, those details for you when I come back.
Here at Garrett's Auto Sales, we believe in fair prices, superior service, and always treating the customer right. We have a fantastic selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, with some priced under $10,000. All our vehicles come with a complimentary 30-day warranty and can be seen at garrettsauto.com. Come see us at Garrett's Auto Sales, where we focus on you, the customer. We're located just 2 miles from the Brewer Walmart on Route 1A. We look forward to meeting you.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
When the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The More True team works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages.
We're coming up there! See you never!
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up! Hurry up! We on Next Level Chef, baby.
Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. And today was a bit breezy out there again today. A few wind gusts near 30 miles per hour. Right now it's out of the northeast at around 15 to 20. So still some window rattling going on this evening with those gusty winds out there. This is dying down though. Remember yesterday we had wind gusts near 60. Today we had wind gusts near 35 throughout the afternoon. Okay, so still a small craft advisory out here for wave heights approaching 5 to 10 feet through about midday tomorrow with those gusty northeast winds kicking in. All right, so temperatures though, when you mix the air with that wind, you get warmer temperatures usually. We got that today. 36 here in Bangor, 37 Millinocket, 37 from Bar Harbor. Overall though, this is what temperatures are supposed to do this time of the year, but even some warmer temperatures are on the way. In fact, look at this. We have lots of warmth across the south with 80s across the south today. No 80s for you anytime soon, but this is more of the air moving our way. This cold stuff here is going to stay there for now, and we are talking about 40s in the forecast as soon as tomorrow and through Thursday and Friday. Out there today, lots of cloud cover, but there are some sprinkles and flurries in here. There's just enough energy to give us a couple bursts of snow every now and then, which we still could see tonight. So some light flurries out there tonight. It won't be a big deal at all with temperatures hanging out near 30. And then off to the west of us, there's more over here, but this is likely going to stay to the west of us for a while or go to the south of us as well. We are in a pretty good spot after tonight and tomorrow. We should be drying out around here pretty quickly as that system departs. All right, so going forward, here's tonight about 12:30 or so in the morning, looking at some light snow flurries around, some light cloud cover in there as well. And then throughout the night into tomorrow morning, here's 9:30, looking at lots of clouds, also some light flurries, again, not a big deal. And then into tomorrow night, some sprinkles, some flurries, and then decreasing clouds late tomorrow night. And then by Thursday midday, we should see some sunshine around here, few and far between, right? With warmer temperatures throughout the day on Thursday as well. If you want some snow, this is all we're going to do. Maybe 1/10 of an inch of snow, mostly just some flurries and drizzle with this as it ends tomorrow afternoon. All right, our forecast then for tonight, though, we're talking about mostly cloudy skies, a couple of flurries out there, no really accumulation. Look for low temperatures down near 28, but slightly rising after midnight with that north breeze around 10 to 15. For tomorrow, all right, mostly cloudy, a couple sprinkles, but look at the temperature. We're going to melt some snow tomorrow with high temperatures near 42 and a north breeze around 10 to 20. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 42, 41 for Thursday, 41 for Friday. Look at the weekend. Right now, the weekend is holding with some sunshine and temperatures near 40. Beth?
All righty, Jeff, thanks so much. Well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
It's your car, it's your SUV, it's your truck. Experience the pre-owned difference with a huge selection of over 500 used vehicles at Quirk Motor City Used Vehicle Center, 377 Hogan Road, Bangor.
It's your car. Find it at Quirk Motor City.
If you're waiting for a sign that it's time to finally tackle that window project, here it is. Renewal by Anderson's incredible Window Replacement Days. Get all the benefits of Renewal by Anderson's exclusive and easy replacement window process. And save a lot of money while you're at it. An immediate design consultation, exclusive Fibrix composite material windows, and precise installation by highly trained certified master installers. You get it all during Renewal by Anderson's Window Replacement Days. Call Renewal by Anderson today and take advantage of this limited time offer and special financing.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
There was no salt or sand.
And because of that, I slipped and fell.
When snow or ice isn't removed, you need a powerful law firm to go after every dollar you may deserve.
I needed to protect my rights.
Cases like this require resources and experience.
Over 25,000 victories for injured Mainers and more than $500 million collected for Maine families.
I never thought I'd get that much.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Aye, oh, let's go. Aye, oh, let's go. Aye, oh, let's go.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Well, this is it. Tuesday, the final night of the Maine High School basketball tournament, and what a ride it has been. Class B and C handing out girls and boys gold balls in Portland and Bangor. Let's start down south, where Ellsworth is looking to make some history. Girls Class B at the Expo, Spruce Mountain and Ellsworth. This one was an absolute thriller. We're going to kick this one off in the first quarter. Ellsworth off to a blazing start. Abby Raydell launches the three. Eagles up by 5. They led 19-6 after 1, keeping the pedal to the metal. Here's freshman Elizabeth Bowles launches a 3. They were up 17 at the half. Let's skip ahead now to the fourth quarter. Here comes Spruce Mountain. Olivia Mastine, she had 20. The 3 gives them the lead. Eagles lead down to 5. Later in the fourth, Mastine taking it all the way for the basket and 1. That gives them the lead, 53-52. But Ellsworth would come back down to Addison Atherton. Ties it with the short-range jumper. And then Megan Jordan with the clutch gene, a huge free throw with 13.9 to go. Ellsworth hangs on to win 57-56. It's the program's first ever state championship.
We just all worked together. We just trusted each other, and it came out our way. So that's all that matters.
All right, let's go on to the boys Class B state championship now. It's Orono and Oceanside, both looking to strike gold, and the Expo is packed. Let's pick it up in the third quarter. Ben Francis with a 3 that's going to put the Riots up by 7. Later in the quarter, Oceanside's Alex Collins, he's going to clean up. The Mariners are down 6 after 3. To the fourth we go. Riots keeping the heat on. Francis taking it all the way for 2. He had 23 points late in the fourth. Mariners hanging around. Cohen Galley drops a long-range 3. Orono still up 10, though, and the Riots would hang on for dear life. Up 3, time winding down. Alex Collins front rims it. Orono hangs on to win the Class B gold ball, 61-58.
It feels so good. 42 years in the making. Orono High School hasn't won a gold ball. It feels good to make history over here, especially with this group of guys.
All right, the first final of the night at the Cross Center is the Class C girls final between Dexter and Old Orchard Beach. Second quarter, Dexter trailing. Callie Goodrow into Hannah Dean. She gives it to Maisie Peach. She nails the nice hook shot from in close. Later into the second we go. Elise McNair on the steal for Beach. She'll take it all the way by herself, coast to coast with the left and 1. Old Orchard Beach led 20-14 at the half. To the third we go. Dexter trying to claw back. Jillian Poliquin to Abby Corson. She pulls it from 3 and she buries it, but the Seagulls were tough in the fourth. Here is Sarah Davis driving to the hole. She's going to get the lay-in to go. The Seagulls would hold on to their lead. They win 35-24 to take home the first state title in program history.
We knew this was very possible from the get-go, and we executed tonight. And I mean, there's no other way that I would want to end my senior year of playing for Old Orchard, and I'm definitely going to miss having this jersey on next year.
All right, to the nightcap we go at the Cross Center. Class C boys final between Callis and Dirigo. First minute of the first quarter, Trenton Hutchinson finds Charlie Houghton. He spins away, pulls up, and drains the 3. Cougars led by 3 after 1. Second quarter we go. Callis stayed even. Evan Gillespie brings it down. Nice hop step in the lane. He gets that one to go. Devils down 32-30 at the half. Late in the third, it continues to stay close. Caden Small to Jace Cook in the corner. He nails the triple. That's going to give Calais the lead, and it would be neck and neck down the stretch, but Dirigo would pull away. Here's Hutchinson on the drive. He gets to the rim, count it, and the foul. He's fired up. Dirigo wins 65-58. They're Class C boys champs for the second year in a row.
I have no words. I'm speechless. I love these group of guys. We've been playing basketball since second grade together, and it's just crazy. Winning back-to-back with these kids just means everything to me.
All right, that's going to put a bow on basketball season. Let's head to the ice now. On Wednesday, Bangor Hockey will play in the Class A semis against Thornton Academy at the Cross Arena. They are just 2 wins away from also making history. The Rams finished 6th in Class A this season, but on Friday they pulled off a big quarterfinal upset, knocking off number 3 Edward Little, team that's beaten them in 5 straight games. Last year, Bangor is one of the top teams in Class A, but after graduating a very talented senior class, it's been a little bit of a learning curve. They seem to be clicking at the perfect time.
We all wanted to win, everyone does, but I feel like just something clicked where everyone just all of a sudden wanted it more, and we started putting shots on net. We started seeing goals go in, and that definitely helped.
We really had to figure out a way to step up. My line has been able to, with Mark and Miles, we've definitely been able to score, but our other line, they've really stepped up and been able to produce a lot of points in our last 5 or 6 games, which is really good, and we really needed that.
Bangor wins on Wednesday. They will not only get revenge on TA for beating them in the regular season, but they will punch their ticket to the state title game in Portland on Saturday. The Rams have never won a state championship in program history. They're just focused on Wednesday right now, but the whole vibe is pretty positive.
It's going to take us being really hard on the puck to generate some offense and score some goals tomorrow. We're all pretty positive right now. We're just working hard, and hopefully good things will come.
All right, let's stay on the ice. It is also playoff time for Maine hockey. They host Vermont on Wednesday in their first round game. Ryan Sudol has more.
It's definitely going to be special. It's going to be amazing to play in front of these fans and get the job done.
Finally, for the first time in 5 years, there will be playoff hockey in front of a raucous home crowd at the Alfond.
It's good to still be playing at this time of the year. And to have a home game, the boys earned that this year, and that's a credit to them.
The Black Bears will host Vermont in the Hockey East Tournament opening round Wednesday night, but it comes after dropping 2 straight games at home against UMass.
They just have detailed us. They capitalized when they had grade A opportunities, and that's something we've been struggling with.
A few given rushes, automatic rushes, and we end up losing 2 games, so they can happen any of the playoff games, and we got to prevent that from happening.
Despite the results, head coach Ben Barr says that doesn't tell the entire story, but the message remains.
As far as all the analytics would show, we played a really good weekend of hockey. Every little thing matters. So it's going to be really important that we execute all those things much better this week.
And the Black Bears did just that in their 2 games against Vermont this season, outscoring them a combined 8-2. But the Catamounts are not what they were in December.
They're a much better hockey team. They've beaten some really good teams the second half.
They're going to be a hard-working team, no doubt about it. They're going to give it all they got and leave it all out there, and as are we. So it's going to be a good battle.
For us, it's just going to be how detailed and how close to our standard can we get.
And with this new squad's new spark under a new head coach, the standard might just be gold.
We're a competitive team to win the Hockey East tournament. I think that's where we stand differently. It's the inner belief and the confidence that we can do something special here.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Wishing them luck on Wednesday. That's all the time we have for sports, though. Be right back after the break.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
The Lumineers 2023 Tour. August 16th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. With special guest, James Bay. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com. The Lumineers. Check out their latest album, Brightside, available everywhere.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
They're relentless! It's starting to feel extremely targeted!
That one really likes you! Animal Control, this Thursday on Fox.
Finally tonight, a stolen 5-week-old puppy has been reunited with its owners. Serenity, the pup, you can see the cutie patootie right there, was taken from her owners at RDR Shellfish in Trenton late last week. Thanks to a tip, authorities were able to track down and locate the suspected dog napper in the parking lot of the Brewer Walmart.
And a girl, her name was Kayla French, actually saw her at McDonald's in Brewer last night, and she recognized the puppy, and she called the state police, and they were on it within 20 minutes. They had her. So I appreciate her so much for doing that.
Well, as of now, Jacob Carney of Eastbrook is the only arrest that's been made in connection to the incident. Serenity's owner, Carissa Beam, says she had almost lost hope, but she's glad that her precious pup is back home safe, and we are certainly glad to see that reunion happen. Gotta say, Tyler, it's so neat to hear that actual history was made during this year's tournament. Some first-time titles there. That's so exciting.
And it's so much fun. I was on the floor for that Brewer game, and just to see the emotion in those kids' eyes, and down in Ellsworth too, when they reach history and they reach that milestone. I mean, everybody works hard, and in sports there's a winner and a loser, and to see just the emotions of victory and like you said, history making on these kids' faces really reminds you of our why, of what we do here.
Absolutely. It's great that you could highlight those victories and the athletes that help bring them about.
Yeah, and it's really fun to watch. I mean, you couldn't pay me enough to watch these basketball games.
Well, and just very quickly, just props to you and Brian for all of your coverage. It was outstanding.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a fun week.
Yeah, it looked like it. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us. From everybody here at Fox 22, take care.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the heat pump consultants at Dave's World. We